meeting of the Board of Adjustment to order. Can we have a roll call, please? Oh, sorry. We'll have a roll call as soon as she's done.
John Moreland, Owen Curley,
Here.
Alexi Gonzalez,
Here.
Jeff Trular, Dan O'Malley, Todd Smith,
Here.
Jennifer Williams.
Here. Thank you. Now on to the approval of minutes. We did have minutes from the last two meetings. If everybody has had the chance to review, I would entertain a motion to approve.
I move to approve both the minutes for the September 7th and September 20th meetings.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, these minutes approved. Moving on to correspondence, and I should note before we move any further that 3 members are absent tonight, including our alternates. We would, if we're fully staffed up here, there would be as many as 7. There's 4 of us here tonight. That is enough for us to vote and have a quorum. However, you would need, I believe it's 3 out of 4 votes for your variance to be approved. So if anybody would prefer to defer their hearing to the next available meeting, not necessarily the next meeting we have, but the next meeting that's available scheduling wise for our staff, you're welcome to let us know, and you can let us know that now, so you don't have to sit through until the end. But hearing nothing, we will continue. Yes, I guess you will take your chances. Any other correspondence?
Just emails that are on the dais.
Yes, thank you. All right, we have no old business this evening, so can we please call the first case of new business?
Board calls BOA 22-100105, property address 1104 2nd Avenue North. Motion to consider 34-336E1E for lot coverage of 40% in lieu of 35% maximum to allow for construction of a new swimming pool and deck in an existing single-family dwelling.
Thank you, and I apologize. I forgot to mention a few housekeeping items. I was caught up with our attendance. The Board of Adjustment meetings are quasi-judicial in nature. All decisions of the board will be based on competent, substantial evidence, including testimony provided in this meeting. Any person who is not an applicant or agent who wishes to speak will need to fill out a speaker's card located on the side table by the door and turn them into the clerk. Each member of the public will be given 3 minutes to speak on each item. Please refrain from speaking from the audience, and applause or cheering will not be allowed. And lastly, please silence your cell phones. Does any board member have ex parte communication on this item?
No ex parte.
None.
None. And I've had none. So would the applicant or agent please come forward to be sworn in and give your testimony?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name and your address.
My name is Mitchell Tidwell. My address is 1664 Roberts Drive, Jacksonville Beach, Florida, 32250. I'm the agent for this particular variance request.
Thank you. And can you please tell us the nature of the hardship at this property?
The nature of the hardship for this property is that it is a substandard size lot for the zoning district, which to give the proper enjoyment for this lot, we were requesting a small lot coverage variance.
Thank you. Any other testimony to share?
No.
Any questions for the applicant?
Have you talked to the neighbors?
Yes, I personally, the homeowner is here, and he has a list of the homeowners that he's talked to in the area that have approved or not objected to the variance.
Anything else?
Question, there's a shed on this new survey. Whose shed is that on the back of the lot?
That is belongs to the adjacent property. It doesn't belong
Okay,
to Mr. Wall's property.
looks like the property line or easement or something is actually over it.
It does appear that way.
Okay, but it's not theirs though, it's somebody else's.
Correct.
Okay.
Hearing no further questions, I will, you can be seated for now, and I will now open the public hearing.
Thank you.
Do we have any speakers cards?
We do not have any speakers cards, but we do have some emails. We have an email from Amy McConnell from 1104 2nd Avenue North, who says that she supports the pool and deck project. And then we have another email from Michael Dunlap, 1120 2nd Avenue North, Jacksonville Beach, Florida. It says, please accept this letter in support of the proposed variance to relieve the homeowner from lot coverage cap from 35 to 40% based on the historic nature of the non-conforming lot. This is a reasonable request, and we believe that the board will approve this request. Our property, 1120, is immediately adjacent to 1104. That's Michael. Then we have a petition with 9 signatures. It's a petition in support of 1104 2nd Avenue North increase of lot coverage as the lot is substandard based on the RS1 zoning district standards. And there are 9 signatures with addresses in the area, and they're both, all 9 of them are in agreement for the lot coverage request. And then that's it.
Would you like to address any of the comments made, or make any?
Can I address it from here?
You have to come back up.
I just want to say that it seems overwhelmingly acceptable to the to the surrounding community that this should be approved. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now close the public hearing and bring the item back to the board for discussion. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve BOA 22-100105. Based on the testimony and evidence provided, the request has met all the standards for a variance as outlined in section 34-286 of the Land Development Code.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
It's a substandard lot.
Like 3,400 square feet, that's pretty considerable.
Yeah,
It's a
especially,
minimal change that they're requesting.
right, and the recalculation of if it were standard, that it would only be 26%.
They're not infringing on any of the setbacks or anything, so.
Yeah, definitely the minimal use. Any further discussion? Okay, can we have a roll call, please?
Owen Curley,
Yes.
Todd Smith,
Yes.
Jennifer Williams,
Yes,
Alexi Gonzalez.
Yes, your request has been approved. Can we call the next case, please?
Board calls BOA 22-100107. Property address 314 First Street North. Motion to consider 34-373A1 for the use of 6 compact parking spaces and 1 motorcycle parking space in lieu of 7 standard spaces for the required off-street parking. 34-373D for a parking setback of 0 feet in lieu of 5 feet adjacent to an alley to allow for construction of a new mixed-use commercial building.
Thank you. As a reminder, each member of the public will be given 3 minutes to speak once we open the public hearing. Does any board member have ex parte communication on this item?
No expert.
Had none?
none.
And I've had none. Would the applicant or agent please come forward to be sworn in and give your testimony?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name and your address.
Austin Towery, 115 9th Avenue South, number 801, Jacksonville Beach, Florida, 32250.
Thank you. And can you please tell us the nature of the hardship at this property?
We need to get to 24 parking spaces to be able to build what we want to build there. And we're close to that number, but we do need to use 6 compact spaces and a motorcycle space to count towards that to get to the 24 needed.
Okay. Any additional testimony about the project?
No, I have some really nice renderings if you guys want to see those, if you haven't seen them already.
Is it in addition to what was provided in our staff report, or?
There should be no.
Yeah, they're not in the staff
Okay.
report, I'm just at the site plan.
Okay. If you have any to share, you're welcome to share them. Just please submit them to the clerk, and she can distribute them. And does anybody have questions of the applicant in the meantime?
I would just say that it's nice to see that something's being built on that property. I think everyone can agree on that, anybody's looked at it recently.
I don't know if you would know this, but on page 6 of our staff report, the aerial view that shows the boundary of the property before this. That one. So along the bottom, Black Line, the Second Avenue, is that Second Avenue? It looks like there are spots that are kind of half in and half out of the property. Are those city spots or?
No, those are on their property. The black line is provided through the Duval County Property Appraiser's website, and it's not 100% accurate, so
Okay.
those are within their property line.
All right. I know that comes up a lot where it's,
They move around.
halfway in the city right of way and then they can't count it, but I guess they might not even be using that as parking. And again, I'm not sure if this is a better question for the applicant or staff, but, is parking in the CBD tied to the use of the property, or just CBD buildings have a separate parking standard?
It's still tied to the use. CBD does have different parking standards than regular commercial. However, it is based on use. Since this is going to have multiple uses, it falls under the shopping center standard, which is actually like a combined but lower standard for parking. So because they have a restaurant and 2 available commercial spaces, they're considered a mixed-use project.
Gotcha.
So that's why he's not asking for less parking. He's just asking to count these spots as well.
Actually, in the CBD district now, you actually can't get a variance for parking. So your only options are either to provide all parking or pay into a city parking fund to buy your way out of the parking spaces. And that's a per space fee, and it's pretty hefty. So this was their alternative to meet the parking standard, but get some relief from the sizes, basically.
By counting motorcycle spots, parking spots.
And the compact, yeah.
That's kind of what I thought.
And we're also going to do a pretty elaborate bike rack system with kind of a repair maintenance area and everything like that on the northeast one there. Yes, that is.
Any further questions? Okay, you can be seated for now.
Thank you.
And I will open the public hearing. Do we have any speakers cards?
We do not have any speaker cards. We have 2 emails in the package. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no speaker cards. No speaker cards, no emails in the package.
Okay, then I will, oh, I'm sorry, is there anyone in the audience who's not filled out a speaker's card who wishes to speak on this item? And if so, please fill out a speaker's card before you leave. Hearing none, I will now close the public hearing and bring the item back to the board for discussion. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve BOA 22-100107. Based on the testimony and evidence provided, the request has met all the standards for variance as outlined in section 34-286 of the Land Development Code.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Again, 2 non-conforming lots. It seems to be a good workaround to get that very developed.
Yeah, it's pretty minimal change from what would be required without a variance. And like you said, it's nice to have something there other than what's there now.
Like to see this kind of improvement going.
Any further discussion? Can we have a roll call, please?
Owen Curley,
Yes.
Todd Smith,
Yes.
Jennifer Williams,
Yes.
Alexi Gonzalez.
Yes. Your application has been approved.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Can we call the last case, please?
Board calls BOA 22-100110, property address 3015 Ocean Drive. Motion to consider 34-336E1C3 for a rear yard setback of 25 feet in lieu of 30 feet minimum to allow for construction of a new single-family dwelling.
Thank you. As a reminder, each member of the public will be given 3 minutes to speak when we open the public hearing. Do any board members have ex parte communication on this item?
No ex parte.
None.
None.
And I've had none. Would the applicant or agent please come forward to be sworn in and give your testimony?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name and your address.
My name is Christy Alpine. I live at 3512 Bay Island Circle in Jacksonville Beach, and I'm a planner with Star Sanford Design at 370 4th Avenue South in Jacksonville Beach. And I'm here with representing the Mabry family as their agent, and we've been working with them to design a new home at 3015 Ocean Drive. And Virginia Mabry is here with me today as well.
Can you please tell us the nature of the hardship at the property?
Yes, so currently there is a 1950s block style home on the property, and we are requesting to replace that property with a new single family home that will be a beautiful addition to the street. There's the images that we handed out, the back sheet has pictures of the existing house, and then the front 3 are pictures of the proposed house. So it's a modern, moderate, 2-story house with an emphasis on the outdoor spaces and green spaces where now the house that's existing out there now is basically paved from front to back. So we're requesting a relief from the 30 feet to 25 feet because there's 2 reasons. And many, many houses along the ocean front and Ocean Drive have had the same request for similar reasons, that it's a non-conforming lot, like many of the lots on Ocean Drive. And for an RS1 lot, the minimum size is 10,000 square feet, and this lot is 6,900 square feet, which is 31% smaller in size. And it's also not as wide. It's 50 feet wide, where the minimum required is 90 feet wide. So that small lot size creates an undue hardship for having to meet the RS1 requirements. And then the second reason that we're requesting the setback variance is we've submitted information to the Department of Environmental Protection since it's oceanfront, and they've given an approval for building 174 feet from the coastal construction line seaward, and that 174 feet meets right at 25 feet from the setback line, which is the same distance they give to all of the houses being rebuilt along there. So we would be in alignment with the other houses on the street. The house to the south of us is exactly at that same 25-foot setback. So anything, if we had to set 30 feet back, like Christian talks about in his staff report, it would put us in a tunnel where it limits light and air and views when you have to push back some. So this would just bring us up to the same location as many of the houses along the street.
Thank you. Does any board member have questions for the agent?
They talked to the neighbors.
Yes. There's 2 neighbors there's letters that are in the staff report from 2 neighbors, and then we also have 1 neighbor here with us tonight who is planning on speaking. The adjacent neighbors on the south and the north.
Thank you.
And what's the proposed square footage of the home if it were to be built as planned? Approximately.
we will be coming down, right now, we'll be coming down very significant in that.
I was just curious, because that's not, I know that's not part of the request, but,
Yes.
a lot of times we'll see one request and then the other one comes later, so I didn't know if that was a concern, but that's great that you're not, no plans to exceed the lot coverage.
Through the chair, they have a previous variance from 2019, which allows for
Oh,
40%.
you're right, I'm sorry, I did see that. That's right, which is still, I would say, kind of minimal for the, how undersized it is. Any other questions for the applicant? Okay, hearing none, you can be seated for now, and I will open the public hearing. Do we have speakers?
We do. We have 2 speaker cards. First one is Julia Sanford.
You don't have to, if you don't want to.
I'm an architect, I'm in support, just here in support of it, answering questions.
Okay, well, yeah.
She's with the applicant.
All right, it wasn't clear, sorry. This one is clear. Robert Grovenstein.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name and your address.
This is Robert Grovenstein. My address is 3007 Ocean Drive South. It's a neighbor to the north of where this proposed house is going to be built. They're asking for a 25 instead of a 30 feet, and all the other, the previous variance has all the other dimensions already approved, and that was about 3 years ago. So I'd like to speak in favor of it. I think I've read it over, and I think it would be a credit to the neighborhood.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience who has not filled out a speaker's card who wishes to speak at this time? And if so, please fill out a card before you leave. Hearing none, would you like to address the comment? Happy with the comment? All right, then I will now close the public hearing and bring the item back to the board for discussion. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve BOA 22-100110. Based on the testimony and evidence provided, the request has met all the standards for variances outlined in section 34-286 of the Land Development Code.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I think it's a very reasonable proposal for a non-conforming lot, and I think they did their due diligence here with the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. So I think they're not overreaching.
And, I forget which standard it is specifically, but basically it will, standard 4, it will keep the home consistent with everything in the neighborhood. You know, even though it requires a variance, if it would be the only home, you know, jutting out one way or another, then that's kind of that's not what we're trying to accomplish here. Any further discussion? All right, can I have a roll call, please?
Owen Curley,
Yes?
Todd Smith,
Yes.
Jennifer Williams.
Yes.
Alexi Gonzalez.
Yes, your request has been approved. And the final case, just to confirm, is still deferred to October 18th.
Yes, there's a notice of later.
All right, then moving on to the planning department report.
I did want to remind you guys that your dedicated joint meeting with the Planning Commission for the LDC and comp plan update is October 27th. I did also want to mention that the first meeting, which is open to everybody, is a citizen meeting, will be next Thursday at 6 p.m. in here, I think. And so you're welcome to attend that as a citizen, obviously not as a board member, but they'll all be noticed in a way that if council or you guys attend, that it's noticed that you'll be there. So you're welcome to come to that one as well, but definitely be there on the 27th.
motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.